Hello everyone, welcome to Nirja Education. This is class 10 science lesson number 2 acid, bases and salt. In this video we are going to discuss about water crystallization. Before seeing this video, go through my previous videos, then only we will get the continuity. At the same time, please subscribe our channel Nirja Education. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Now, what is mean by water crystallization? Many salts contain water molecules are known as hydrated salt. For example, CuSO4. In the previous video also we discussed washing soda. What is the formula of washing soda? NaHCO3.10H2O, that is a sodium carbonate decahydrate. So, certain salt are contained along with that certain amount of water molecules. Those salts are called hydrated salt. Salt with water it is combined, that is called a hydrated salt. So, the salt with water, that is called water crystallization. For example, CuSO4 5H2O. So, what is CuSO4? CuSO4 is nothing but copper sulphate, 5H2O, 5 for pentahydrate. So, copper sulphate pentahydrate is the one example. Another one is FeSO4 7H2O. FeSO4 is a ferrous sulphate, 7 for heptahydrate. So, these two is an example of water crystallization. First I am taking copper sulphate. Copper sulphate normally white color. So, when we add water, it is CuSO4 5H2O is a blue color substances. So, hydrated copper sulphate is what is the color? Blue color. When we heat the copper sulphate 5H2O, it is converted into copper sulphate plus water. So, hydrated copper sulphate is converted into unhydrated one. So, green color is bluish, green color is changed into white or grayish white color. So, this is when we heat the hydrated salt, it is converted into unhydrated one, right. Now, I am going to write here CuSO4 5H2O, that is the copper sulphate pentahydrate, that is a color, it is the bluish color, blue color. When we heat, when we are taking in a test tube, when we heat, it converted into calcium sulphate plus water. So, hydrated one is converted into unhydrated. So, watery one is converted into dry one. So, what is the color of this copper sulphate normally? White or grey color. It will be changed. Same like that, FeSO4 7H2O is that greenish color substances. Ferrous sulphate heptahydrate is a green color substances. When we heat, it converted into colorless substances of FeSO4 plus water molecules. Next we are going to discuss effect of heating of water crystallization. I told that copper sulphate pentahydrate, it is a bluish color. When we heat strongly, the blue color solution is converted into white color dry. This is hydrated one is converted into unhydrated one. This is very important. So, how means when we are applying strong heat, more heat means, so blue color substances is converted into white color substances. This is a liquid, it is converted into dry white mass, it is present inside the test tube. Along with the side of the test tube, small water droplet is present. So, after cool down, this white color powder, after cool down, completely the heat settled down, when we apply the water inside, so what will happen? This white color copper sulphate is combined with water, it converted into copper sulphate pentahydrate. So, white color is converted into bluish color. So, once again I repeat, when we heat copper sulphate pentahydrate strongly, it converted into copper sulphate plus water. So, the bluish color is changed into white color. In the test tube, if you see the dry white color powdery mass, it is settled down, that is called the copper sulphate. The sides of the test tubes having a water droplet, that is the water molecules which it is present inside the copper sulphate pentahydrate. Once again, after heat settled down, after cool down, when we add the water again, so this dry calcium sulphate is converted into copper sulphate pentahydrate. So, white color is again changed into blue color. Same way, ferrous sulphate heptahydrate is normally greenish color. When we heat, it converted into FeSO4 plus 7H2O. Again when we add the water, it is changed into green color of ferrous sulphate heptahydrate. Next we are going to discuss about plaster of Paris. This also the importance of water crystallization. What is plaster of Paris? The plaster of Paris is nothing but calcium sulfate half H2O. That is the chemical formula of plaster of Paris. POP. We can tell it is a POP, plaster of Paris. So once again I repeat the formula, CaSO4 half H2O. Plaster of Paris. We can also tell it is a POP. So POP molecular formula CaSO4 half H2O. How we are preparing means, this is also an example of water crystallization. Calcium sulfate 2H2O, this is called gypsum. When we heat the gypsum at 150 Kelvin temperature, it converted into plaster of Paris plus 1.5 H2O molecules will be separate. So this byproduct is called POP. So the POP is prepared from gypsum. Gypsum formula CaSO4 2H2O. When we heat, it converted into CaSO4 half H2O. Hemihydrate, calcium sulfate hemihydrate is called plaster of Paris. Again when we add the water into POP, it converted into gypsum. So it is a reversible process. So gypsum is converted into POP. When we add water into the POP, it converted into gypsum. Next we are going to discuss about uses of POP. It helps to making toys. If you see this Ganesh Chaturthi and all, the making of idol. So the white color idol, it is made by the help of this POP. At the same time, it helps to design the ceiling. False ceiling can decorate by the help of this POP. Next one is, doctors use this POP to set the fractured bone. So when they are getting the fractured, so that time they will use the white color powdery mass along with the cotton and bandage cloth. So that is helps to, this POP helps to set the fractured bone. These are the uses of POP. Next we are going to discuss about baking powder. This baking powder is produced carbon dioxide on heating. When we heat, it produces carbon dioxide. So that what will happen? It gives the batter very spongy. So that is the reason we are using baking powder in cake preparation as well as bread making purpose also we are using. How we are preparing the baking powder? Baking soda react with the tartaric. So if we prepare the baking powder, we need baking soda, that is a sodium bicarbonate, added some mild acid like tartaric acid, citric acid they will apply. So when the both are react, it produce sodium tartarate. Sodium tartarate along with that carbon dioxide and water will produce. So this carbon dioxide helps to make the cake and bread spongy. What is the role of this tartaric acid? Mean when we heat sodium bicarbonate, that time also carbon dioxide is produced. When we heat only sodium carbonate without tartaric acid, what will happen? It produces sodium carbonate along with that carbon dioxide. But that carbon dioxide we can't use it as a baking powder. Why? Because it gives the bitter taste to the cake and bread. That is the reason we are adding baking soda along with the tartaric acid. What is the role of this tartaric acid? Means it remove the sodium carbonate from this one. So automatically what happened? The bitterness will be changed. Bitterness will be removed. So that carbon dioxide will be, it will give spongy to cake as well as bread also. This is called a baking powder. I hope you have understood water crystallization and baking powder. This chapter is completing. So you just to go through all my previous videos, you will get the clear idea about this chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.